Let us begin. Ever since we figured out fire, stone tools, language, and other great innovations of early mankind, change has been upon us. The rate of change today is phenomenal. There was a period during the Renaissance, in the middle period, when there was a bit of an explosion of innovation and inventions, but nothing compared to what we are facing today. The cultural scientist Paul Virilio has a word for this, a term for this. He calls this dromology, taken from the Greek word dromos, which means a race. He says it's a race between man and shrinking space and time. In 1983, Frederick Winslow Taylor, the first management consultant, got a notion to improve the industrial workflow. And he propounded this scientific management theory and came to be called the father of scientific management. This was published in 1910. 110 years later, we still are tied to finding out ways of how to enhance value capturing. That is, how to improve the efficiency of work. Is value creation not important? Is value capturing everything? When we look closely at the various management tools which are there, we find that 80% of the management tools, like TQM, total quality management, or enterprise resource planning, Six Sigma, lean startups, agile systems, all these focus on how to increase efficiency of the current processes, but nothing about value creation. This is where companies like Apple, Amazon, Burberry, Netflix, Google, they score over everyone. They rule the concrete jungle of the corporate world. Kindly mute, please. They rule over everyone in the corporate jungle. And that does not happen, my dear friends, by chance. It happens by design. And the process and the thinking behind how they do it by design is what is called design thinking. Let me introduce you to Doug. Doug Datis is an earnest, soft-spoken Midwesterner with a wry smile, and his eyes well up with tears whenever he comes to an emotional moment. This photograph was taken at a time when he had already spent 24 years as the head of the engineering department of one of the world's largest healthcare equipment company called GE. At that time, it was an $18 billion division for the entire GE conglomerate. He is credited with designing the MRI, which was going to totally turn healthcare on its head, redefine medical diagnosis and cognitive thinking. It was because of his designed, machine that cognitive scientists could see into the brains of people in a non-invasive manner and understand the cognitive process. One day, Dow got an opportunity to visit a hospital where the MRI machine, which he was so proud of, was installed. And incidentally, this MRI machine was nominated for the Oscar of Designs. So he went to the hospital. He started talking to the team of technicians who are handling the machine. And we very proudly told them that this machine had been nominated for the Oscar of Designs. They were all very happy. One of them asked, the chief technician asked Dow, "Sir, would you like to see a real-time diagnostic procedure? Because one young girl, a 6-year-old girl, is coming for a scan. Would you like to see?" It was a wonderful opportunity for Dow. So he said, "Yes, I would like to see." They said, "Okay, sir, you wait for a few moments in the waiting room. We will get the theater ready because the patient must be coming any moment now." He went and waited outside. As they were getting the room okay, he sees a family walking towards the theater. A small 5 to 6 year old girl holding on to the finger of her father, and the mother was bending and whispering something to her. The girl was silent, looking at the theater with a fixed eye. As she came near, Dowd realized that she was sniffing, she was crying. The nearer they came, Dowd could hear what her father was telling her. He was telling, darling, you can do it. There is nothing to be scared about. It's just a machine. We have already come twice. This time, please, as I told you, be brave so that we can get this procedure over with and we will not have to come back here again. You can be brave, my dear darling. You will be able to do it. Come. They passed him. Dowd went behind them into the room, into the theater. As they approached the technician, the world seemed to collapse on Dowd. He saw the chief technician pick up the intercom and ask for the anesthesiologist. Dowd was wondering, what does an anesthesiologist got to do? What has he got to do here? It is an MRI scan. The patient and the family was asked to wait in the nearby room. She was being dressed up there, and the anesthesiologist walked in. He asked, what are you going to be doing here? The anesthesiologist informed him that more than 80% of the pediatric patients, young children, they require anesthesiology because they are terrified of the machine, the noise it makes, having to go inside it. And they are so scared that they can't keep without moving, and it fails. So again and again, they have to take. And to stop this trauma from occurring to the patient, most of them are sedated. Dowd rushed out of the room. He realized that day that what he had created was a monster. It wasn't something to alleviate the suffering of these children. He had created a monster which was adding to the pain. He went back home. Teary-eyed, he told everything to his wife. She had no answer. How could she have any answer? That night passed like a nightmare for Dowd. Next day, he went to the office, walked into the room of the president of GE Healthcare Division and said he's leaving. He cannot bear what he has created. He was such an emotional person. The president told him to sit down, listen to the whole story, and then told him to come back again after 2 hours. 2 hours later, when he went, the president gave him a letter. It was an appointment with the head of D school in Stanford, which had been faxed by them. He asked Dowd to go and do an executive program of 6 weeks, costing $30,000 at D school, design school in Stanford. Dowd went. Only condition was, he said, if I'm not satisfied, I'll still leave. He said, you go attend this program, then we will talk. He went, he attended that 6 weeks program, came back, and like a man in a frenzy, he started meeting museums, zoo, kindergarten schools, play schools, creches, and he created something which I think I would rather allow Dowd to tell you himself. Watch what Dowd has to say.
No sound, sir. No sound.
Yeah, sound is no, audio is not there, sir.
Just a minute, just a minute.
Imaging equipment to.
Now we can hear. Yes.
Hi, I'm Doug Dietz. I'm the principal designer for global design at GE Healthcare, and I'm the lead designer for Adventure Series. The Adventure Series is really an activity that we've been working on to see what can we do around our diagnostic imaging equipment to make it friendlier for both the family and for young patients. We have large diagnostic imaging equipment at GE Healthcare. They're huge, and some of them make noises. Adventure Series is really looking at it really from the child's perspective, looking at where their anxiety points are and coming up with some really nice solutions that help those, whether those are visually taking over the room in a theme, like a jungle theme or a pirate adventure or something, as well as music that leads them into the room and coloring books. But we wanted to have elements that addressed all the anxiety points.
My name is Liz Auer.
My dear friends, I don't know whether the earlier design would have won the Oscar of designs or not, but this one did. The Adventure series did, and GE backed him to the hilt. They spent millions of dollars to create the machine of the dream for the children. It became a real dream. That brings us, my dear friends, from the Adventure series to the Discovery series. Welcome to my Discovery series, a series where I talk of old ideas and science through the lens of the latest findings. I call it the Discovery series because the newest findings and research has totally revolutionized our understanding of such subjects like persuasion, value sales, branding, creativity, and design thinking. Let us see. Before getting into design thinking, I want to see what is your capability to adopt design thinking into your life and enrich it. Let us take a few minutes and do a design thinking audit. Do you all have a paper or pen handy with you? Can I have an answer, please? Or
Yes,
do you want about 30 seconds to get it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
Okay.
we have.
Yes.
Here we go. All you need to do is answer yes or no to the questions. That's all. Nothing much. I can step into the shoes of my customer. Yes?
Yes.
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 Yeah, you write down. Don't tell me. Write down. Please mute all of you. When I want you to unmute, I will request you. Just write down yes or no, because at the end of the audit, you'll have to count it. Number 2, have empathy on users and stakeholders. Remember one thing, when I say users and stakeholders, it could be your family members also. Everyone around you other than you is your customer. Now, have empathy on users and stakeholders. Number 3, like to challenge the status quo rebelliously. Are you ready to challenge it? Are you ready to even question your boss? Able to ask the right questions, yes or no, even to your boss? Or are you one of those people who submits meekly whenever the boss says something? Or do you challenge him? Now we come to the 5th question. Like to collaborate in multidisciplinary meetings instead of working in a silo? What do we mean by a silo? Marketing department is a silo in itself. Accounts is a separate silo. Audit is a separate silo. Manufacturing is a separate silo. The various departments in big companies are silos. They are run like individual fiefdoms. Do you like to collaborate between various disciplines, between the various departments, or do you restrict yourself to your area of expertise only? Are you comfortable in other areas? Look at the big picture and think holistically rather than being very telescopic in vision. Being telescopic is not bad. Absolutely not bad. Convergent thinking is necessary, as much as divergent thinking is necessary. But here we are trying to find out what is your propensity. Would you rather think at the big picture and think holistically rather than look telescopically? 7, generate many new ideas and not be afraid to share. You know, many people think this is my idea. If I give it to someone else, someone uses it and gets the credit, what happens to me? Are you one of those types who are very passionate and possessive about your ideas? Or are you willing to generate many ideas and distribute it all over the place to everyone? Find and reiterate alternatives to approach your desired goals. Are you fixated on one particular way? Or are you willing to change mid-course and take the direction towards the goal in a different way if you feel it is necessary? Willing to fail early and fail often. How comfortable are you with the idea of failing? Dangerous question, isn't it? Are you comfortable with failing? Or are you scared of failing? Do you think it's a stigma? You don't want to fail. Now, my dear friends, count the number of yes that you have written. Have you counted?
Yes.
8, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
Yes,
If
yes.
your score is 8 to 10, great, keep it up. Your mindset are strong to be a design thinker. Possibly, maybe you are also. Maybe you are a design thinker. You are doing some design thinking. Professionally, knowingly, unknowingly. Maybe 8 to 10 is a very, very good score. If your score is 4 to 7, master design thinking straights through this course. When I say through this course, this was done for those people who had attended my 45-hour course. So I told that to them. But you can do it with any course. You are already on the way, 4 to 7. And if you are 0 to 3, it's okay. Mindsets and traits of a design thinker is definitely achievable. Everyone who is here can achieve it. You don't have to worry about it. Now, my dear friends, I want to ask you one question. Supposing I were to ask an instructional designer or a seasoned trainer how I should begin a program on design thinking, what will he recommend? Can any one of you tell me? I want to know. What would anyone recommend a person who wants to give a program on design thinking? An introductory program on design thinking. Any comments, please? I am in the midst of lots of, very talented and excellent trainers. I would like to be helped in this.
Arunji, may I know what is your question is, please?
Who is it asking?
Narendra Kumar.
Yes, Mr. Narendra Kumar. What I want to know is, if I were to ask an instructional designer or a trainer, a master trainer, how I should begin a program on instructional designing and program on introduction to instructional design, means design thinking, what will he answer?
I think, good
With
evening,
an
Mr. Arun.
example. I'm sorry.
Good evening, Mr. Arun. Jyotika
Yeah,
here.
tell me.
I think we'll first understand what, if I understood your question right, it is all about understanding what your customer.
My dear friends, my one small request is kindly attend the program from a place where there is no disturbance, so that if you unmute, the other participants are not disturbed. That's the least amount of courtesy that we can show each other. Please, I request you. Yes, madam, go ahead. My question is, if I were to ask an instructional designer or a master trainer, how
Sir.
I should begin my program on design thinking, what would he answer?
Okay. Hello, sir. This is Shogoto Basu from Calcutta.
Yes.
Yeah. So first and foremost thing, I think we should be very particular about the content that is related to what topic. Number 2 is definitely who are the customers. Number 3 is obviously the training hours. Number 4, we should always ask the instructional designer to include the relevant and the related topics or activities inside the training program. And finally, there should be an evaluation in the process, but it should not be like a test. I repeat, it should be an evaluation process to which to understand how far it's being developed. And definitely there are other nitty-gritty things.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. What's your name?
My name is Shogoto Basu from Calcutta.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Afterwards.
Okay.
Let others also ask. Yes, let others also contribute. Yes, tell me.
Arun sir, Edwin here.
Yes, Mr.
I would start with a small case study or an example and bring in how design thinking has been applied over there.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, if any solution, any solution is there strategically, you can start with an example of that. I'm Vani Manohar.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Jagannath Rao.
Please unmute one by one.
Reach.
Can I share
Sir,
my
can I?
share my ID, sir?
Sir,
Yes.
I'm Jagannath.
See, what I suggest is you can all raise your hand, keep yourself muted. Mr. Durga Prasad or Mr. Mohan will allow you to unmute and say one by one. They will call out. I think that'll be the best way to go about it. Because there's going to be a lot of question answering. This is a master class. So unless we have a certain degree of discipline, it will become very difficult. Please mute. Raise your hands and they will definitely, Mr. Durga Prasad will do it.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Durga Prasad.
Mr. Arun, I would request Ms. Jyotsna because she was saying something. She suddenly got muted. So Ms. Jyotsna, please unmute and share this.
Thank you, Mr. Durga Prasad. Good evening, Mr. Arun. Jyotsna here.
Good evening. Good evening. Yeah.
Yeah. If I understood your question properly, then I would just what I could figure out is that when you talk about design thinking, what exactly are you going to look for? So from a training perspective, I think first I'll understand what my customers want, what my clients want. So if I want to look for a topic, first of all, I would like to understand how DT is going to help me in my training, how design thinking is going to help me in my training. And is it very technical? Is it going to meet the end requirement of me satisfying my clients and my customer? So that is the first question that I would like to, whenever DT comes to my mind. And if I want to do a course or pursue a course, then this is the first question I'm going to ask.
Okay, thank you, Jyotsna ji. Thanks a lot. Yes, you can next participant can unmute.
Yeah, Mr. Ravi, please.
Yes, Mr. Ravi. Yeah.
Sir, the person who is delivering, the person should speak of his mind in a most simple language, which should touch heart and mind of the audience, and that should be design thinking of the speaker.
Thank you. Yeah. Next participant, please. We will
Mr.
have one more
Rajan
participant. One more participant, then we will move on.
Okay, Mr. Rajan Vasni.
Yes, Mr. Rajan.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Arun and everybody. I would start with a video which will show a brief video of about 1 minute, which will show about empathizing what customer needs and cognitive thinking. That will make set the tone for the topic.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, friends. Thank you. Now, we will continue. Everyone will get an opportunity to participate. This is going to be a very, very participative masterclass because you are going to run the masterclass, not me. When I asked the instructional designer, if I have to give an introduction on design thinking program, what should I do? He said, sir, start with the end in mind. What do you want to do? I said, I want to, at the end of the day, when the people leave the platform, they should have understood design thinking. At least the rudiments of design thinking. Design thinking is a course which runs for over 2 years in Stanford. But at least when they come for an introduction to design thinking, they should have understood the rudiments of it. So what should I do? He said, sir, the best thing is start by defining design thinking. Take the various elements of that definition, explain it. That is how much you can do in this 1 or 2 hours, unless you are going to be very adventurous. I thought, yeah, he's got a point. It definitely has got a point. Why not start with defining design thinking? And then, it was only yesterday evening that Mr. Mohan told me that I will have to give a presentation today. So I thought that is the best thing I can do. So what did I do? I sat down today morning, typed into the Google design thinking definition. And I got a slap on my face. 47 followed by 70 hits for definition for design thinking. My goodness. What was I going to do? How am I going to define design thinking? And from behind my back, my wife told me, it serves you right. So you really think all the people who are coming to your program are coming so that you can pick up something from Google and put it and get away with it. Now I was in a fix. I decided to do away with the definition. I sat thinking what to do. I opened a new slide and typed into it, let us discover design thinking by going beyond definition. It looked beautiful. But in word art, you don't get this color. It is only blue. And blue on blue was not looking nice. So I changed the color to black. It really stood out very well. Readability was very good. I was very happy. It suddenly struck me that that's all fine. You have typed, let us discover design thinking by going beyond its definition. You don't even know what the definition is. How will you go beyond it? What is it you are going to do? Then I remembered, my dear friends, that design thinking is all about problem solving. It proposes a cross-disciplinary learning to problem solving. I remember someone telling this to me, and I was very, very impressed. This cross-disciplinary learning by problem solving appealed to me when he had told, and it had stuck into my mind. I thought, let me prepare a slide for that. And this is what I did. Can any one of you tell me what is this?
Jar.
It's a clay pot. It's an antique clay pot, right? It's a beautiful pot. You can see there's a lot of karigari in this. And what is it made of? It is made of clay. And who has made this? The potter. So now there are three elements in it. The substantial cost is the clay. The clay is what has got converted into the pot. The complementary cost, which converted this clay into the pot, is the potter's expertise. Please mute. The complementary cost is the potter's expertise, and the pot is the effect. This came in my mind. Then I realized, this fits into design thinking beautifully. The clay is a problem. Design thinking is the potter. When design thinking is applied onto the clay, what comes out is an innovative solution. Beautiful. And I also remember someone telling me that design thinking is all about doing, not thinking, even though the word thinking is there in it. It gelled. They said design thinkers don't sit in their office. They go out into the field. They dirty themselves doing the job, manual job. And then they come up with the solution. All these things seem to be fitting into this. I said, let me see if I can phrase it as a sentence. A big part of design thinking is getting your hands dirty and experimenting instead of being an armchair strategist. I thought, yes, I got it. This could definitely be one of the principles based on which design thinking can be understood. So I wrote, the first principle of design thinking is, I got stuck. I did not know how to end the sentence. The first principle of design thinking is, my dear friends, can any one of you help me?
Practical.
It's the raw material.
Huh?
It's the raw mat.
Practical.
Understanding the problem.
Okay.
Different.
Think
different.
Understanding problem. Anything else?
Trying in multiple ways.
Think out of the box.
Think out of the box.
Thinking.
How to implement
Customer value.
It is action-oriented.
Empathetic understanding.
What should be the outcome?
The first principle of design thinking is, it is action-oriented. The word is thinking, but it is all action. I said, fantastic. I said, at least started. Got something, 2-3 slides for my program. I was so happy. At that time, in the TV, there was the anchor was complaining of some, lot of people having come together for a marriage and breaking the COVID protocol, and all that was going on. And they were showing, Shehnai was playing and a lot of people were there. It hit me. It totally hit me. A picture came into my mind. What is this? Why did this picture come in my mind, my dear friends? What has this got to do with design thinking? Can any one of you help me with it?
The ring on the finger of feet.
Starting a new thing.
The first action a new bride does for her new home.
Culture.
Yes, this is Griha Pravesh. You are absolutely right. But what has that got to do with design thinking? Why should a Shehnai, a marriage ceremony, a Griha Pravesh come to my mind when I am struggling to understand how to communicate design thinking to people? What has it got to do with it?
It's a new beginning.
Sir, is it right foot forward? Right foot forward.
Sir,
design thinking is disruptive and provocative. Stepping out to explore new approaches. Have you ever thought this lady has left the comfort of her house and she's stepping into a new environment? How disruptive, how provocative the situation is. And she's out to explore new world and conquer it for herself and make it her domain. The second principle of design thinking is again I got stuck. How should we design the second principle based upon that picture? Based upon provocation.
Leaving your comfort zone?
Absolutely bang on target. Comfortable with change. I'm folding my hands. Please keep it muted or be in a silent place. Anybody who is not interested, they know what to do. But this is not acceptable. I will not request once more. Mr. Durga Prasad, this is not right. The second principle is to be comfortable with change. As I was typing this, my wife came into the room and asked me, are you coming with me to go and see Vidhan? Vidhan happens to be my grandson. They stay one building away from where we are staying. He's just 1 year old. And the only serious job I do nowadays is play with him. Immediately a picture came in my mind. I thought this had something to do with the third principle of design thinking. I thought this could be a pointer for my third principle. Can anyone of you tell me what this could mean?
Collaborate.
Collaborate.
Yes, try. You are right.
Focused.
Anybody else?
Welcome the new thing with open-hearted and
Welcome new work.
Small beginning.
Adaptation to change.
Pamper your new idea.
Enjoying.
Yes.
Pamper your new idea.
Excellent. Pampering. That's what I've been doing the whole day.
Breaking silos and
Have fun.
multidisciplinary.
You are right. That's what we are doing now. Having fun.
Preparing the next
Yes, sir.
generation.
Preparing. Yes. Now,
Relax.
maybe, as I was thinking this, I could see how to articulate. Focused on unarticulated, unmet, unknown needs. You think the child can tell you what it wants? Whether its needs have been met? What its needs are? It can't tell you. But we have to find out. That brings us to the third principle. It is human-centric. You have to go out of your way to find out the latent needs of your customers. What is a real problem? Like Einstein said, whenever a problem is brought to me, I spend 95% of my time defining that problem. It is human-centric. I felt so happy. I felt so satisfied. 3 principles I have been able to find out. And see, I have not gone anywhere near this definition thing. 47 followed by 70 is a bit too much beyond me. I don't even know what that number is. That's why I'm keeping on telling 47 followed by 70. I don't know what it is. But here I had crossed 3 chasms. I started looking far into the horizon. What is it? What does it signify? Huh?
Perspective?
Yes, anybody else?
Perspective, I said. Yeah.
Reflective.
Reflective.
Vision.
Spectrum.
Spectrum.
Point of view.
Point of view.
Broader view. Broader view.
Beyond vision.
Foresee the unforeseen.
Extended vision.
Focus.
Divergent
thinking.
Focus. It could be
Positive,
focus as well.
positive focus.
Without an
Convergent and divergent thinking
anticipatory, disciplined imagination of the future, the strategic planning process is dead before it even begins. It's totally dead before it even begins. For design thinking, the ability to explore the unknown and feel comfortable working with the unknown is very, very important. That's why scientists, innovators are telling that design thinking is so very important in the current movement of the COVID pandemic, because we don't know what is the emergent normal. We don't know where we are heading. Past has been negated. All the data has failed. Under the circumstances, the only thing we can do is apply design thinking to the situation, explore the uncertainties, work with the unknown, and iterate and come with solutions. That brings us to the 4th principle. And what is it? It integrates foresight. Foresight, it integrates into the entire process of design thinking. Without the ability of creating a foresight, without knowing how to look into uncertainties, and without being comfortable working with the unknown, you can't become a design thinker. As I was looking, my eyes fell. I stay in Electronic City in Bangalore. And that is a place, since, I don't know when they are constructing and constructing and constructing. There is only construction all over the place. Something very much like this. I liked it. When I thought about it, I searched in the Google, I found this picture was extremely beautiful. Don't you think it is very nice to look at? Huh? Will anyone confirm, or am I the only person who finds it very nice?
No, of course it is.
Now
Very
I
dreamy,
want to find a meaning and bring this into design thinking.
Foresighted.
Huh?
Foresighted.
Oh, we have seen already foresight in the earlier slide. So how can we bring this into design thinking? Help
Beyond imagination.
Creativity.
Is that
Visualize. Be inclusive.
Keep trying.
Keep trying.
Is it a prototype? A prototype?
Visualize.
A model?
Who's your prototype?
Yeah, Jyotsna here.
Jyotsna, okay.
Is it a
Jyotsna,
template?
are you into design thinking by any way?
Yes, Mr. Arun. I'm a design thinker.
Excellent, excellent. I love, the people who say they are design thinkers. I am very respectful of them. Yeah. What is it?
Yes.
It is a blueprint.
Perspective from the remote.
It is a blueprint for the future. plan.
It
A rough
requires
draft.
ongoing definition, redefinition, representation, assessment, and visualization. It's iterative. At every step, you do an evaluation of what has happened. See what needs to be done next. Creating tangible, shareable artifacts becomes an important piece of the design toolkit. The fifth principle. What does that symbolize? Tell me, my dear friends, what did that symbolize? Design thinking is a dynamic, constructive process. It changes every moment. What has gone by decides what should come. As I was thinking about this, my wife started telling that, are you going to come or not? We need to go and play with Vidhan. I started out. And as I parked the car, there is a, what do you call it? Curfew on. So what we do is we normally carry 2 or 3, I carry my entire medical file. She carries a medical file so that in case any policeman or someone stops us, even though it's 2 buildings away, we can answer something. So as we park the car, I find that Vidhan has come down with his mother to the parking lot, and another lady has also brought her child. And they were having a gala time between each other. I loved this picture. I said that this has to be a part of my program today. Tell me, friends, how can we integrate this into design thinking? Is there any way we can integrate it?
Empathy. Empathy.
Who is it?
Empathy.
Huh?
Rajesh Raut.
Rajesh Raut, you are a genius. Better understand behaviors, expectations, values, motivations, and the needs. The sixth principle is it promotes empathy. It's an absolute must. It was at that time my son came down. As I and my wife were standing, chit-chatting with my daughter-in-law and the other lady who had come down with her child, that child was also about 1.5 years old, and my grandson is about 1 year and 2 months old. My son came down and gave all of us an earful. He gave us all an earful. He said, is this the time to socialize? Do you know what's happening all over the place? Tell me, what does this picture signify? Suddenly this picture came in my mind. I said that yes, it has got a very valid place. Can anyone of you tell me what this means?
Monitoring.
Huh?
Prevention.
Monitoring. Understanding the situation.
Creative solutioning.
Assessing the threats.
Vaccination.
Disruptive solution.
Disruptive solution.
Knowing the unknown and working according to that.
Excellent.
Problem solving.
Problem
Risk
solving.
taking.
Proactive. Proactive.
Proaction.
Proactive.
Proactive.
Risk taking.
Risk taking.
Be cautious in your approach.
Learning from small and smart failures. Today, what is happening? Every day, our friend COVID is mutating. Every day, it's a fight between intelligence and a virus. Every day it is showing us that now you are failing here. Now you are failing here, but we are also not giving up. We are learning from the small and smart failures. Every day the COVID protocol is changing. You do this, you wear a mask at home, you don't do this, you do that. It's all, it is total iteration. And where does that bring us? To the seventh principle. Why do we iterate? to reduce risks. When you see you're failing somewhere, if you are not going to iterate, the risk will keep on mounting. Design thinking reduces the risk of failure by failing. Fail small, fail smart to win big. That is what design thinking is all about. You fail small, you fail smart, you fail fast so that you can iterate and ultimately win big. It reduces the risk of major losses. Whether it is developing and launching a new product or service, there are many benefits in learning from small and smart failures. This will always happen, but applied design thinking practices help reduce risk by considering all the factors in the development of the ecosystem, including technology, market, competitors, customers, and the supply chain. Design thinking plays a very crucial part in teaching you how to get up after falling down. So the question is, I had all these ideas, I had made all these things. I was thinking, now, how do I convey it to the people? How do I convey it? And then I started thinking, this COVID, which is affecting us. In 1918, the Spanish influenza, in the second wave, had affected 500 million people, killed 15 million, 26 million of them from India. Before that, God knows how many have come. But we have evolved. Like they said, this too shall pass. That too passed. And we kept on moving. The question is, how did all that get conveyed? So how do I convey it to you? And what has this dilemma of mine got to do with design thinking? Can any one of you tell me?
There is always a way to evolve. Positive thinking. Visualize
Story. Story.
Absolutely. Maps, models, sketches, and stories help capture and express the information in design thinking. Design thinking has got multi-nodal communication strategy. PowerPoint and Excel have limited capability to communicate insights and ideas. So the eighth principle of design thinking is design thinking by the use of maps, models, sketches, and stories helps capture and express the information required to form and socialize meaning. Design thinking is creating meaning. As you move forward, you create meaning. Arriving at this takes time and emerges through multiple iterations and conversations between the stakeholders. But ultimately, the correct meaning is conveyed at every stage to all the stakeholders. That is the eighth principle of design thinking. That's all fine. That's absolutely fine. That is when I saw in the newspaper something. What was it? It was about the next Olympics, Summer Olympic of 2024. I think it is going to be in Paris, if I'm not mistaken. And someone had written an article that Usain Bolt will not be participating in it. It came as a bolt from the blue. I thought I definitely will have to use this to explain design thinking. Tell me, friends, what has Usain Bolt? How can I integrate Usain Bolt into design thinking?
Speed and agility.
Huh?
Speed and agility.
Design.
Consistency.
Extraordinary achievement.
Consistency.
Exceeding
the
expectations. Exceeding expectations.
Surpass your own.
Do you realize
Creating
how many qualities you all are seeing in design thinking? Do you realize that?
Yes.
In the
creating
last,
value.
in the last 15, 20 minutes, you must have found out at least 200 values to design thinking. No wonder 47 followed 7 zeros were there in the definition.
Proactive.
Create beyond simply what works to a sustainable competitive advantage. Before design thinking, that is before 2000, management literature spoke of only two types of advantage: comparative advantage and differentiated advantage. Comparative advantage is when you have the same type of product to product, and compare it to the earlier one, you gave certain benefits. That was comparative advantage. Differentiated advantage was something which you come up with a totally different solution for that problem. But today, management literature the world over, management pundits the world over, strategists the world over, consultants the world over are talking about competitive advantage. And when they talk about competitive advantage, they talk about design thinking. Design thinking is the most complementary practice that can be applied side by side with Michael Porter's theory of competitive strategy. It allows companies to create new products. And today we have gone beyond products. We are talking about customer experiences. We are talking about new processes and business models beyond simply what works. Today, there are 17 different types of business model canvases which have been written down. It turns them into desirable products, which is truly sustainable competitive advantage through innovation. That's what design thinking can do. We have entered, my dear friends, into what is being called the innovation technology. We are into a new world altogether now. Innovation is the name of the game, and design thinking is the foundation of innovation. The ninth principle is, it is the new competitive advantage. I felt very satisfied. Sat down and started thinking. As I started thinking, I realized that the 10th and the final principle of design thinking had been reached. It inspires frequent reflection in action. It celebrates creativity, embraces ambiguity, and creates visual sense making. It fosters a culture that embraces questioning. Because without questioning, without ethnography, you will not understand your customer. And if you don't understand your customer, there is no solution. The 10th principle is design thinking takes enterprise creativity to the next level. You have gone beyond all levels when you embrace design thinking in your corporate structure. Design thinking is the most complementary practice that can be applied side to side with Michael Porter's theory of competitive strategy, and Michael Porter's 5-phase theory of competitive strategy is the ultimate in competitive strategy today. And this is the only principle which can be placed side by side. So what is design thinking? Again, I don't have an answer for it. All I know is that design plus thinking is design thinking. And what is design? Action plan. Thinking is mindset. A design action plan is a series of action phases that execute the design thinking process. Now we bring in the third element. One side you have action, the other side you have a mindset, and joining these both is the process which is called the design thinking process. To understand that, let us understand what is the design thinking mindset based upon those 10 principles which you helped me to create. First, it is people-centric. It is totally focused on your customer. You have no role to play in that. Your opinions and convictions, you can take it, put it in the dustbin. That is where it deserves to be. The only person who is important in design thinking is the customer, other people. Number 2, cross-disciplinary and collaborative. Just look at this palm. What do you see? Can any one of you tell me?
5 fingers.
5 fingers. What else do you see about these 5 fingers?
Different shapes and sizes.
All of them are different. Just imagine if I had 2 thumbs instead of 1 thumb and a forefinger, what would you have called it? You would not have called it a palm. You would have called it a disfigured hand.
Normal.
Right or not?
Yes.
If nature wants diversity, who are you and I to say that I want to be with the same flock? Design thinking is cross-disciplinary and collaborative. A design thinker should know how to work with different people and collaborate with them. The mindset should be holistic and integrative. When you are looking at uncertainties, when you are looking at unknown factors, when you are looking into the distance where the emergent normal is not yet clear, if you are not going to take a holistic view and if you are not going to integrate all the thoughts, you will never be able to progress in your journey. If you say, I know everything, you are not a design thinker. I don't know whether you are even a thinker. Growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? What is a growth mindset, my dear friends? Can you tell me?
Everyday learning.
Absolutely. There is nothing called failure. There is only something called learning. Fail fast. Don't waste your time. Step out. Take the first step. Fail. Fall. Get up. Walk. Again fall. Get up. Walk. That is a growth mindset. People who are scared of falling do not have a growth mindset. That brings us to the multi-nodal communication skills. Oral, visual, kinesthetics, every sort of communication mode should be okay with you. You should not say, I will communicate only in this way. You should communicate the way the customer wants. Like I always say, if you want to teach mathematics to Muhammad, more than mathematics, you need to know Muhammad. Then only you will be able to teach him. Multimodal communication skills. That brings us to the 5th, flexibility and comfort with ambiguity. People who are not comfortable with ambiguity, people who are not comfortable working in an environment of absolute darkness. You should feel happy searching for a black cat in a dark room. Then you can become a design thinker. And what is the action plan? Think. Think customer first. You need to cultivate your mind to keep thinking user first. A design thinker in every project will constantly make sure that the team will put the end user or the customer first in all design decisions. All decisions should answer the question, does it address the need of the customer? Ask. You need to cultivate your mouth to ask the right questions. In every project, a design thinker will need to ask the right questions first to help the stakeholders and teammates understand and define the project objectives. If the project objectives are not clear to your team, they will not be able to go in the right direction. Remember what Einstein said. Take 95% of your time, effort, and energy in defining the problem. Once that is done, the solution is just a formality. Third, express. whichever way it is possible, whatever will help the message reach to the other person. Communication is not your expertise in talking or communicating. Communication means, did the other person understand? If he has not understood, everything that you have spoken is a waste. That brings us to the fourth. Feel, empathy, unless you are in a position. This is where, ethnography becomes the backbone of design thinking. You should be able to understand your customer, both covertly and overtly. Sometimes covertly you have to observe, sometimes overtly you have to observe and still get to the foundation of what it is that the customer is feeling. Some of them are visual, some are oral. You have to see what will ensure that their feelings come out and address it in that way. And finally, act. Many a time, we do many things, but we don't take any action. It keeps lying inside the drawer without any action. This is where that term which Joshana ji said sometimes back. Can you repeat that word, Ms. Joshana?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get you. Which word I...
Prototyping.
Prototyping, yeah.
Prototyping is the Bible of a design thinker. Prototyping does not necessarily mean a mechanical object or a material object. It could be storytelling also. Prototyping is when you bring your idea to reality. It doesn't matter if it is crude, like the founder of LinkedIn said. If you are not ashamed of the first thing that you have done in launching, you have not launched at all. You are already too late. When you launch a product, the first the first product which goes out should make you feel ashamed. If that is the case, think what the prototype should be. It can be the rawest of the product. This is an initial mock-up, not a finalized product. So get into the act, create the prototype. Now let us see the same design thinking in 4 different ways. Mindset, the need to cultivate, what are the traits you need to follow, and what are the traits you need to avoid. The first mindset that you need to cultivate is a thinking mindset. Understand and put users' need above everything else. When I say think, stop thinking of everything else. Remember one thing, you only, as a design thinker, you need to think only one thing, user. That's all. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. What will satisfy the pains of your user? What will satisfy the gains of your user? What will enhance his experience? What will ensure that he is totally satisfied with the solution that you are going to give to his problem? That's all. You don't need to think about anything else, not your office, not the budget, not anything. What are the traits to follow? Have empathy on the users and the stakeholders. That's all. And what should you avoid? This is something which is very important, because here the challenges are going to be enormous. Don't think you know best about what your customer needs. This is the biggest problem people have. They think they know best. They create a product and try to shove it down the throat of the customer, and it fails. And then they start looking for reasons why the product has failed. The product has failed only because you thought you knew best. If you can cultivate a mindset wherein you think of nothing else other than the user, this will not happen. This is the first mindset which is required. Ask. What do you ask? Questions to uncover issues buried deep. Don't, in Tamil there is a saying, mel pullu meyarthu. Now don't go and chew the top of the grass. Go dive deep. Find out the latent needs. Challenge the status quo rebelliously. Don't take yes for an answer. Don't take it. If someone is talking something which is coinciding with you, suspect an ulterior motive. Question further. Don't follow management decisions and red tapeism. Don't do that. Go by your conscience, go by your heart and ask questions. The management might have 100 other motives for why it is trying to drive you in a particular direction. But as a design thinker, you should be worried only about your customer and nobody else. Express. Picturize and conveying your ideas to audience. The vision is a very, very important thing. Are you aware of it? 50% of a neocortex is involved in the act of seeing. 50%. Stimulate it. Picturize, envision what you want to convey. Collaborate and express through pictures. Try as far as possible to picturize whatever you want to say. Don't be conscious. Don't worry what people will think. To hell with people, they don't matter. As a design thinker, who matters?
Customer.
That's all. Everyone else can take a walk. Simply let them take a walk. You as a design thinker need to be concerned only about your customer. Don't worry if you don't know how to draw, if your picture is not good, don't worry about anything. You should be bothered only about conveying the message. Let's see. Let's see an example. Maybe, you can help me with that. Let's see your visualizing ability. We are in an era of remote working. Today, there is lockdown everywhere. Again, the lockdown has started from 10th to 24th May. Entire country is under lockdown and remote working has started. Remote workers need to be self-motivated experts at time management because we don't have others constantly overlooking our work or managing our time for us. While every worker might find it difficult to stick to a schedule and manage their to-dos, especially challenging for remote workers who have more flexible free-form days as well as managers in a different part of the world. The solution lies in prioritizing your work so that the important ones get done first. You're sitting and working at home. Suddenly your wife comes and tells that, please mute. So your wife comes and tells you that there is no milk. Why don't you go and get some milk? Or, that child is crying, diaper is over. Go to the pharmacy and bring the diaper, buy the diapers. So many other works might come. Otherwise, suddenly some telephone might come, or your favorite serial might start, or IPL is going on. So many things could be happening. So how do you convey to all the people who are remote working that they should prioritize and ensure that the important things are done as early as possible, first if possible, so that the deliverables can be achieved and the company's objective is also achieved. Now, no one can keep breathing down your neck. In the office, you have at least, you are in a boundary and you have to work. So what do? How do you convey this visually? Can anyone help me?
You collaborate with your family and communicate them.
So how do you communicate? Tell me.
So you tell them it is my commitment for today. So they have to cooperate.
So it can, Sir Shogoto,
visualizing ability we are seeing. How will you visualize it? How will you show it to him as a picture?
Actually, wear your iCard, I would say, or wear your uniform or iCard or something by which they will feel that you're on your job.
Visually, you tell me, testing your visual ability.
Keep the video on always.
Oh, okay.
I think you just prioritize it.
You can
show them the priority.
You can,
okay, see, you are not understanding. I am asking, visualizing. What will you visualize? How will you visualize and show him?
We can show our interest in the first priority.
How?
you can make you can make a action plan and put it as a chart on the wall.
So you will make an action plan and show it to him that you do like this.
They will understand your
Feeling ownership.
How will you show ownership?
We can show him a picture. So we
What
could show
picture?
him a picture of individual finishing his work and resting ahead of time.
No.
Of individual finishing his work and taking rest ahead of time.
How will you show that?
Dress formally. Keep your video on. They'll watch you continuously.
Dress
By
formally.
giving insult to
As if you are in the office.
Write down your working plans.
Where
and start uniform. Show it to us.
It's a team collaboration. You have to involve everyone so that they understand and visualize along with you.
See, the solution lies in prioritizing your work. So that the important ones get done first. That is the paragraph which you have to visualize. How will you do the visualizing?
So we need to prioritize the tasks, open tasks, in progress tasks, and completed tasks. And we need to have a board, and every time we need to move that paper.
My dear friend, that's all okay. How will you show it as a picture? My question is that, how will you show it as a picture?
You engage.
A design thinker has to express through pictures.
You make.
So how will you do it?
You
It can be a storyboard. It can be a mind map, a vision board. We can use these to show them that kind of a vision.
What kind of a vision? Please explain.
Be low hanging.
Hit the frog first.
And
Is there any design? Yes, Jyotsna ji, you are there?
Yes, Mr. Arun. Yeah, please tell me.
How will you express to your colleagues who are doing remote working through a picture that they have to prioritize their work? Please let us listen to Jyotsna ji.
You make them their stakeholder. Your stakeholder.
Excuse me, please wait. I asked this question to Jyotsna ji. After that, I will come to you. Yes, Miss Jyotsna, tell me.
Yeah, as I said, if I could get you right, I think it's all about the team collaboration. So when we want them to be involved in this, it has to be a team collaboration and a radical collaboration. So if it is of course,
tell me the picture. Tell me the picture. That's all. What picture will you send to them? You have to send one picture.
The final outcome.
What will be the picture?
Sir, if I talk, this is.
Can I try? Nitika.
Yes. Yes.
I'll show a picture of low-hanging fruits and label them. And I know that which are the ones, which are the right ones. So they know which ones they'll pluck first, right?
Beautiful.
Just a thought.
Who is it?
Nitika.
Nitika is a good idea. Fantastic idea.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Very appreciated.
Sir, we may prepare a priorities wise list and show them.
Okay, you can make a priority list and put it.
There's something called a priority grid, which we follow as design thinkers, Mr. Arun. So in that, we tell them what is the benefit, how is it going to have a high impact. So
so you will send a picture of a priority grid.
No, we may not send a picture.
I'm only asking a picture. I don't want to know anything else. I just want to know what picture you will send. Like Nitika ji said, she will send a picture of low-hanging fruits. That's a very beautiful idea. You know, it communicates the idea to the person who receives the picture that he should attempt the low-hanging fruits first thing in the morning. Beautiful idea.
Johar,
give number 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I will help you. You know that what Nitika ji. See, please understand one thing. As a design thinker, the picture, you should be able to visualize everything. If you are a design thinker, anything comes, the first thing which will come will be your picturization, visualization in the mind. In the creative mindset, there is something called an envisioning mindset. Envisioning mindset is very, very important for a design thinker. Without the ability to envision how to convey a message, it will be very difficult because a picture says 1,000 words. How many of you have heard of Eat the Frog? First thing first.
It's by Brian Tracy.
That's all.
Brian Tracy has written it.
Something like this. I'm not telling this is the only thing. Like Nitika ji said, low-hanging fruits can be one. So think. From today onwards, if you want to become a good design thinker, for everything, think of a picture which you will be able to associate with it. Then you will be able to convey it beautifully. That brings us to the next one, feel. Explore to solve a problem with innovative ideas. Think holistically. Generate new ideas and share with all. Open your heart. Don't close it. Share it with everyone. Don't stop with one idea or solution, thinking that you know best. Have a brainstorming session for everything. Don't stop unless you have been able to generate at least 15, 20 ideas. Have a target. Come what may. You know, design thinkers have two things. One is brainstorming. The other is question storming. For every solution, you should be able to ask at least 20 questions to shoot it down. If it passes all, then go in for it. The problem is we get so attached to solutions that we don't go beyond the preliminary questions. Finally, act. Create tangible ideas for prototyping and testing. Willing to fail early, often, and iterate. Launch a solution only after perfection, fear of failure. Avoid it. Stop waiting for perfecting a solution. You have got a workable solution, go in, try it. If it fails, you have learned something. Move forward. Now, friends, what we will do is, I will give you a problem. Are you ready to apply whatever we have discussed till now on that as a design thinker?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, imagine you are a 19-year-old and your goal is to earn rupees 80,000 to buy a new motorcycle. This is your goal. You decide to set up a batata vada stand at your college, Loyola College. You know, this really happened. My son came to me one day and told, Dad, I want to buy a mobile. I said, fine, go ahead, buy it. He said, no, I want to earn the money to buy the mobile. I said, excellent. I wish everyone had sons like you. He said, Dad, I want to open a batata vada stand. And if I open a batata vada stand, I worked out that, you know, possibly in 3 months, I will be able to reach my earning goals. I said, so what do you want me to do? He said, you are supposed to be a design thinker. I said, who told you that? He said, I know. You keep claiming that. He said, so please write a design criteria for your batata vada stand. Do you want to try? Would you all like to write design criteria for your batata vada stand?
Sure.
Okay, now do one thing. Take a screenshot of this. All of you take a screenshot of the screen. I'm going to spread you into various breakout rooms. We will have, there are 153 participants, 25 each. That means around 6 breakout rooms should do. Discuss this problem and write a design criteria for your batata vada stand. Now, only thing is, there are people here who have done my course. The full course they have done. My only request is kindly just be observers so that others can learn. Okay? Is it okay? Have you taken the screenshot?
Okay.
Yes. Can I stop the screen sharing so that I can spread you out into the breakout rooms?
Yes.
Should we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what I will do is, I will spread you all out into 6 breakout rooms. The assigning will be done automatically. I will give you 15 minutes. It is 9 now. By 9:15, you should be able to have, created the, design criteria for the Butterfly stand. Decide within that period, one person from each of your team who will come and present the criteria to all of us. We will reassemble in 15 minutes. All of you, please accept. Can I close the rooms? Have you all accepted?
No, some are yet to choose the rooms.
Have they all gone into the rooms, Mr. Durga Prasad?
No, there are still some people.
Mr. Srinivas, you have not accepted? Mr. Tulsi Babu?
Those that are here have not accepted.
Huh?
Those people who are here, they have not accepted. They have not.
How many of them have not accepted?
I will assign them. I'll assign them.
Huh? DP, reopen the room, DP. It is got closed.
No.
Amama, all breakout rooms will close in 26 seconds.
Okay, you closed it, is it?
I don't know. I think it happened. No, how?
Yes, sir. Rooms are automatically closed.
So now we have to reopen it, nah?
Yeah, once this is over, we'll reopen it. Now we don't get an option.
Hello, am I audible?
Please. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So seating arrangement, little bit of seating arrangement, though it is just a stand, a little bit of.
No, just a minute. You
Ma'am,
go back.
Hello.
Go
Sir, I
back to
was
the
in room
rooms.
4.
Okay, I think I came out of the breakout room. I don't know
Hello.
which room I am in. Room number 5.
Yeah, I was in room number
Hello.
So we
You
came
got the
out from
invitation. Go back to the rooms.
Hold on.
Whichever room you have been called.
Hold on.
How do we go back
Mr.
to the room?
Subramaniam,
Yeah.
listen,
Yes.
there was a flash that you will be going to main session.
within 59
Yes.
seconds. That's why.
15 seconds, yes.
In fact, I was
No,
in
it's
bedroom
okay. I have
4
opened the room. Please
and it
accept
reflected
it again and go
57%.
back.
I cannot hear you, sir.
May I
We cannot
continue?
hear you, sir.
Is this room number 5?
Hold on. We have to go back to
Number 4.
Yeah, I'm back here. I can
I
see
am
you.
in room number 4.
I am in room number 5.
I am also
in room number 3.
Okay, everybody.
I am room number 4.
I'm
room number 1.
I'm in room.
If you allow, may I say something?
I was in room number 6.
Just hold on.
Manish, room number 1.
Hold on.
I am in room number 6.
We did not get an instruction to join the room.
15 minutes. No, 15 minutes they gave us.
Yeah, but still,
How can
I
you
was
join
in
room number 1?
4. How can I go there?
No, again.
Please join back in the room with the room which has been assigned to you. Please join back. Discuss.
How do we join back, sir?
How do we join?
There is no such options.
We are not.
Breakout room down. Okay, that's a thing icon there. Click that, you will get into your room.
Which one?
Where
Daniel, am I in the correct room? 4?
If you are on your laptop, please click on that join breakout room or where the breakout room is written. You will get the notification again.
And in mobile?
No.
Okay.
Join room number 4. I did not get it.
And
Yeah, I didn't get join room number 1.
So we were in room number 2, but the time was closed within 60 seconds.
That's what the problem is.
Sir, how to get access through mobile?
So again, the host should give us the room.
Others have already gone to the room. You have received it. What is who is not got been assigned?
Sir, this is Vani Manohar.
That was 6.
Vani Manohar.
Room number 6. Now I am in the main room.
Sir, this is Shogoto.
Doesn't matter. Whichever room it is, it has come. You please join and you discuss that. That's all.
Right.
But you need to organize. I cannot reach the room myself.
Yeah, I cannot reach the room. Through mobile, I am working.
Okay, I'm assigning you.
Yeah, please.
I was in room number 4.
I was in 4.
Okay.
So Pushpa here, please assign me back to 1.
Just a minute.
Can send back to room number 6.
I'll see, whoever I'm able to assign, I'm assigning.
Yeah, we should get the invite now, sir.
Sir, I was in the room 4. Kindly.
That doesn't matter. Whichever room is there coming now, please, madam, join there. See, all ultimately it is a.
Yeah, that's okay. Some room we should be allotted.
Yes.
So put me to some room.
As long as AC is there, I think it should not be a problem. Because it is summer, blame me if I provide you a room without AC.
No, I am in AC.
Then what? I think successfully.
Sir, I'm still outside.
Wait. I don't. Just a minute.
I
assigned.
Out. Yeah, I am in room number 3. I am going there.
Thank you, sir. You are in which room, Ms. Pushpa?
1.
Done. Everybody has been assigned, DP?
Still a few are there, about 24. They have to accept, only then they'll be able to go.
No, I haven't got anything to accept.
Why? You are in room number 1. I've already given you. You are in room number 1. You accepted.
It automatically came out.
Again?
First. Second time I didn't get any assignment.
Yes, you have got it. You can just see it again. It is already there. Because in front of your name, it is showing 1. Many of them have not yet accepted. That is the problem. How many people are there now, DP?
There are 18 here at the main field. Most of them have gone.
DP?
Yes. Yes, please.
We have to find, at least 2-3 people will have to be assigning at the same time the people, because 163 people along the host assigning is very difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm also trying to push people into rooms, but some people are not accepting.
It's okay. They don't accept what can be done. முடிச்சிடலாமா?
You said 9:15, no? No, 2 minutes.
Huh?
Another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can close now so that we'll give a couple of minutes. Shall we close?
Yeah, I'll close it.
Yeah, you close it.
You know, 2 minutes more.
That will give 2 minutes anyway. When you close it, it will take 2 minutes.
9:13 தான் வருது 9:15 close பண்ணலாம்.
Okay.
Then let them discuss and let them have the sufficient time to.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's 9:15. I think we can.
Yeah, I'll close it.
It gives 1 minute.
Yeah.
Arun sir?
Yes.
Rocked, sir. You literally rocked the masterclass today.
Who is it?
This is Krishnan here.
Oh.
I'm really amazed. Every time you present, you create a magic. I'm really no. It's not that I'm trying to be getting into the good. It's a real thing. I can tell you with 100% guarantee. You're rocking each and every time. Because every time you're exceeding your own because I normally see through your things. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Krishna. Customer experience is the most important thing in design thinking. As long as you enjoy and forget the COVID for a few minutes, what more is required? Tell me.
Sir, as of now, I already become a fan of you, sir. I normally don't do all these things. I normally don't do this, but really I become a fan of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. God bless you.
Sir, in 15 minutes, whatever we discussed.
Have they come back? Has everyone come back?
Yeah, they've come back.
Yes, sir.
Ready, came back.
Yes. So everyone has come back. No, I think still some more are left.
No, they would have come back. 1 minute is over.
The breakout rooms are off already.
Yeah.
Only 118 are there. Some more have to join.
They might, I think all of Shama group all have come, sir. Group 1.
Okay, now let us start with group number 1. Who is going to talk on behalf of group number 1. Everyone else mute.
We are ready, group 5.
Group 6 also ready, sir.
Group 6 ready.
Group 5. Group 5 ready.
Group 5 ready.
Group 5 ready, sir.
Group 5
Okay,
is
now,
ready.
okay, so,
6 ready, sir.
Group 1
6
actually
ready.
is me, Rajendra.
Okay, now please mute all of you first. Now you tell me, should we start from 6 and come in the descending order, or start from 1 and go in the ascending order?
Descending order, sir.
I will allow Nagi Reddy sir to suggest. Nagi Reddy
Sir,
sir, tell me.
Descending order.
Descending order, descending order.
Descending.
Descending.
6 is ready, sir.
Okay, start.
6 ready, sir.
6
5 is
start.
ready. 6
You,
is
you can see the screen now.
Yes.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, this is Pat from team.
No, just a minute. Whoever it is, Mr. Durga Prasad, can you please focus on that person?
Sure.
I will do one thing. That I will stop the screen sharing. Focus on that person.
Yeah.
DP.
Yes.
This is Pat representing room number 6.
Yes.
Number 1 being a.
Just a minute, wait. The focus has not happened, I think.
No, focus is there. You have to come to speaker view.
Yes, Mr. Pat, tell me.
Yeah. I represent room number 6. This is Pat. Being a student of Loyola College, I will share this information to every class of the college. And I will also make them know that I have this aspiration of buying my own vehicle with my own earned money. Then choosing the spot exactly in front of the college and organizing all the facilities required to make the sale. And we will also make advertisement in various ways so that even the public, the floating public also come to know about it. Then along with vada, we will provide different kinds of chutneys that go very well eating with the vada. Then parcel service will also be organized. And we are planning, as the days progress, to sell 1,000 rupees a day. That will fetch us at least 50% of the profit. Then referral bonus is encouraged. Digital payment mechanism is also accepted. We will also give a quality water. In fact, we will have the bubble top, 3-4 bubble tops in different places, and draw it in a jug and keep it on the table. Instead of serving it in a plate, it can be wrapped in that, the hot that can retain heat, so that the moment they finish eating, they can put it into the dustbin. And we will make the dustbin so colorful with different designs that it attracts. Then these are the criteria we have designed or decided to have that earning to buy that motorcycle.
Excellent. Very creative. Thank you, Mr. Pat. Give him a big hand, folks. Give him a big hand. Now, let us move on to team number 5.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes. Let the focus go. Mr. Anil Goswami. Yes.
Yes, sir. I am Anil Goswami, group number 5. So first job I will do will be, I will do the need analysis and take the requirement of the customer. Whatever in the vicinity of my target audience, what exactly is their taste, what exactly is their need. So this I am going to focus first of all. And the second thing, I will find out what are my resources. So I will get my resources to give the best quality and the best cost to my customer. And third thing I will do is, so I will create online hybrid model, online and offline. I will take the payment online, offline, and make my product visible. So on the various platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp group, and other thing, and even through paper media also, so that I fulfill my target for 3 months. And I will, invite the people, and I will not only take care of the contents, I will also take care of the context also. Because whatever material I supply and take away service and when I serve them, I will give them the best packing material. So of course, conversant with the price also, whatever best I can give it. And the next most important thing is, so first day, I will invite my close friends and give them free party and free, I'll display my product free and get the feedback. And also later on also when my product is on sale, so I will also, take the feedback and do the trend analysis simultaneously and try to see where I am lacking in my, and if I am lacking my goals for 3 months, I will try to push on more and try to see where are the bottlenecks. So this is, and then I will go on creating consistently some unique ideas, unique thing, depending upon the customer's feedback, go on add on something. So like as my predecessor told, so along with the product, I will also keep some add-on things like chutneys, some sauces, and some tea and coffee I will add on, and I will be customer centric. I will totally focus on the customer so that I will see, and my audio and video should be same. Whatever I display or advertise, I should try to service them the same thing. So these are some of the things. And also I go on celebrating also whenever I achieve my target. I try to celebrate with my team, those who are working, and try to motivate them so that we give more and more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let us move on to the next one. Thanks a lot, Goswamiji. It was fantastic. Give him a big hand, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
My team effort. My team.
Four. Thank you. Number 4, please. Team number 4.
This is Molecule, so I'm presenting.
Who is it?
Molecule.
All mute, excepting the person who is going to speak.
Can I go ahead?
Please.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to focus on is visual appeal. That is making the stand attractive, the plates, the pictures, the menu attractive. Okay, the location will be outside Loyola College. We'll have a lot of focus on cleanliness because a lot of people are right now concerned about cleanliness and hygiene. So we'll make sure that the stall is clean and up to date. Also, people are health conscious nowadays. So we came up with the idea of having dry fry vada paos, which is with very less oil. We'll have variations in the vada pav, for example, spicy, medium spicy, high spicy, with cheese, without cheese. And this will all be based on the customer's feedback. We'll be focusing on taking customer feedback, either written or verbal, and accordingly getting those inputs incorporated in our service and the main food. We'll also have something called home delivery service for people who cannot come down to buy the vada pav. So the main focus will be on customer feedback, incentives. For example, we'll be having special schemes like buy one, gift a friend free. Okay. And also getting people to refer the vada pav stand to their friends, family members, and so forth. So these are the key points which came up in our discussion. So
thanks a lot. It is excellent. Please give her a big hand for the entire team. Superb effort. Great. I think we got a lot of design thinkers in town today. Yeah, let's move on to the third team. Team number 3.
Good evening, Mr. Arun. Good evening, Mr. Arun and team. I am Edwin here.
Yes, Mr.
Speaking
Edwin.
for team number 3.
Yeah.
To start with, since it is focused on the students of the college, first thing is to identify the location. The preferable location is the main gate or the front gate, but it is quite possible that area has got enough shops. So it is quite possible we may find an alternate place, maybe the exit gate, where we don't have enough shops around. One. And the second thing is the aim is to keep the expenditure less, because I have to generate money to buy a bike. I cannot be giving too many freebies. I could not be investing too much on other activities. So we have considered we'll just have a mobile platform, sort of a cycle or a mobile cycle based platform to be sold, which could be decorated as per the requirement, and at least a minimum of 8 to 10 chairs for the boys to sit if they want to sit for some time. And in terms of freebies to attract people, it could be done only on day 1, because the aim is to maximize some element of profit, and we could not start with too many freebies. And this entire thing will be managed by a core team of 3 to 4 members would be available. And we would also make it open for the students to come and volunteer and serve, maybe on a payment basis, so that we can reduce the expenditure and get the students involved in this activity. In terms of publicity, we'll have posters at all the points, college library, college cafeteria, entry and exit points. And we'll also use this good exercise to digitally map the people. We'll create a database of the people who come in, who buy. We'll have the digital payment options so that we'll digitally map them. And we'll also accept cash, but we'll give them some incentives if they pay digitally so that our digital database will expand. And subsequently, we can use the same digital database to take orders in advance to see what is the requirement for the day. Because when we start, we may not be able to decide what is the requirement on the day. Next is the issue of hygiene, because it is going to be open area. We don't have a shop per se, so it has to be prepared in a hygienically placed and served and distributed very safely. So we intend the preparation of the items in a nearby house with ladies, and only the finished product is brought to this place. And the timing has been kept very flexible because the boys may come, few may come early and few may come late. So to start with, we'll keep it open, maybe from 7 to evening 5, and subsequently we'll map the time in which the sale is more and the footfall is more, and accordingly, we'll just increase, we'll decrease the time accordingly. And we'll also see what the students want, because Batadauda is what we start with. It is quite possible we may need something more if the choice or the demand is different from the students who come over there. I have covered all the things which my team has considered.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Beautiful. Beautiful. It was quite exhaustive. I think you people have done a massive brainstorming in the short time available. Great. Great. Yeah. Now let us go on to room number 2.
Thanks to my team also. Thank you.
Yeah. Room number 2.
Yes, sir. This is Chandrasekhar. I'm representing room number 2. Thanks
You
to
should
the
not
team.
be representing Chandrasekhar. You were there in that earlier program.
Which one, sir?
Did you not attend the creativity design thinking program?
No, not it, sir.
Okay. The
that's
other
Chandru.
Chandrasekhar. Yeah, that
Oh,
Chandra.
okay. There are two Chandrasekhars. Okay. All right. So
sorry, Chandru. My apologies.
No problem. So we went with our discussion on the mindset one by one. From a people-centric perspective, we put the customers first. Our customers are not just the students, but the college staff, whoever visits the college, all of them are our customers. We want to keep that as part of our people centricity, not just restricting only to the students. From a cross-disciplinary and collaborative, we wanted to take up this proposal to the college management so that they will be able to appreciate this thought of a student wanting to become an entrepreneur at the young age, and they will be able to support us from a strategic location and all of that. And we also wanted to include the suppliers for the raw materials as part of the collaborative effort, and the right cooks who can deliver high quality output. And from a holistic and integrative thought process, we wanted to add the tie-ups with the delivery vendors. It could be not just, though it is inside the college, we could get the tie-ups with the Zomatos of the world and Swiggies of the world, so people can get it from us, and we can expand our business outside college. And from an integrative perspective, we want to integrate technology by promoting digital payments, like how the previous group said. And we also wanted to bring up the subscription mode, which is like a kind of a card. People can subscribe to it, and they can make the payment upfront, so they can punch in the card and they can get the patata vadas and move on. From a flexibility and comfort perspective, we looked at customized shapes. So because it's college folks, we can have fun by providing an option for customization from a shape perspective, like an heart-shaped vada, just to promote more couples visiting our junction point, joint. And also from a multimodal communication perspective, we wanted to use the usual handouts and all, but we also wanted to take part in the college newsletter, so that more reach will be there, and use the WhatsApp, Telegram, and all other nodes. So from a growth mindset, we wanted to start this as quickly as possible so that we can fail fast learn out of it, and make course corrections. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks to the group.
Thanks a lot. Wonderful. Very systematic way of approaching. I think a very structured presentation, structured thinking. I think this group deserves a very big hand. Give them a big hand, please. Fantastic, fantastic. Now we come to group number 1. Am I right?
Yes,
all
group
groups.
number 1.
Yes, group number 1.
Hi, this is Rajendra Sapre, who is leading the group number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get a chance to show my screen, because I have drawn something?
Yeah, sure. Give them screen sharing.
Yeah, Mr. Arun, you have to do it. You're the host.
Okay, I'll do. Mr. Rajendra Sapre. Just a minute. There are 2 devices showing here.
No, the one on the top. The one on the top you can give.
Yes.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Yes, you can show this. Share the screen. No issue.
Looks like he has connectivity issues. His bandwidth is very low.
Okay. Sure. Do I? Is my screen visible?
No. Yeah,
Yes,
now
sir.
we're getting this.
Yes or no?
No, it's not yet visible.
What's okay? It is coming. I think.
Yes.
It is coming. I think. Okay.
Please mute everyone.
Let me.
Yeah, it is seeing.
Proposal straight away approved.
Amazing. Class.
Yeah, I think you can see it.
Yeah, it's too much actually.
So I have created a mind map basically. That is where we brainstorm actually to create these things. I mean, we talked about actually who are the, all kind of variety of people who will visit us. And the first rule that I personally feel is that this kadai means the making process should be visible from 2 aspects. It is mouth watering. And the second thing is that there is a transparency about the quality automatically. Means your kitchen should be actually way in front of your basically your place. Okay, so that it is appealing to the customers. So I just drawn it something like this. Maybe that Dream Vada Pav is the name, where you have got this kitchen should be actually prominently seen, because that is what attracts people more than anything else. And then the delivery counter is there and all those aspects are there, plus some kind of these offers will be there. And then another aspect is basically, if possible, keep a kind of a goal display kind of a thing. So let people imagine actually what is this number actually. So we can actually tell them that I want to achieve some dream figure out of it, and that is my profit kind of a thing, which probably can attract some of my good friends over there. That can actually create some uniqueness to the Vada Pav center, because there is a finite goal to be achieved. So these are actually some of the aspects which we have created over here. Some offers can be dynamically actually chosen depending on the feedback, but mainly for the initial actually attraction plus a loyal customer base. So these are what I can in general spell about this design actually.
Thank you, Sapre Saab. You can stop the screen sharing.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Where are you from, Mr. Sapre?
I'm from Pune.
Great.
Maharashtra.
I'm amazed that, what is amazing is that your team has collaborated and achieved so much within that short period. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing, amazing. And in fact, all of you are amazing. The way you have come out with ideas. And now I know who to turn to if I want some marketing help for my company. I will definitely reach out to you, Rajendra ji. Your mind mapping is mind blowing.
You can.
Thank you, sir.
You can share your number, Rajendra.
Okay, now let us go back to the screen. Will one of you read the thing?
Imagine you are 19 years old and your goal is to earn 80,000 to buy a new motorcycle. You decide to set up.
Excuse me. I'm very sorry to disturb you, but my question is, May I ask you, sir?
Who is it? Who is it?
Sir, I have already raised my hand.
I don't know. Who is it?
Dr.
speaking?
Suhasini, yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Suhasini here.
Yeah.
May I ask you? I have a doubt.
Please ask.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Very nice point. He has mentioned that related with vada pav and everything. But you have already mentioned that it is a stand, right? And the guy the guy is only 19 years old.
Yes.
So I have a doubt how he can profit and everything is at the end point. But at the beginning, suppose he has to do something like what about the financial support? Then second thing, what about the market? Like whatever things he is buying, he should look for wholesale market. So nobody has mentioned that point. I think you should take into consideration.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Suhasini.
Oh, we talked about resources management. Our group talked about resources management.
Right, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay. Oh, yes. Someone was reading. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Okay. So imagine you are 19 years old and your goal is to earn rupees 80,000 to buy a new motorcycle. You decide to set up a Batata Vada stand at your Loyola College campus, and you believe it will take 3 months to reach your earnings goal. Please write the design criteria for your Batata Vada stand.
Please read the last sentence again.
Please write the design criteria for your Batata Vada stand.
Please read it once more.
Please write the design criteria for your Batata Vada stand.
What is asked?
Write the design criteria.
What was asked?
Only for the Batata Vada stand, not for the sale.
Now you tell me, what did you understand from this about design thinking?
Oh my
All of you came out with brilliant ideas of marketing without a single word about the stand for which my son had come and asked me.
Oh my God.
He asked me, Dad, write a design criteria for the Batata Vada stand. What are we talking about, my dear friends?
Yeah, we missed the main requirement.
Now let us see what you should have done. Understand what? The requirement. Number 2, observe and analyze. 3, visualize. I've been repeatedly telling visualize. 4, evaluate and optimize the stand. Then 5, implement. Should we do it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
You shook me now.
You see, design thinking is so simple. One single paragraph took the whole world on a ride. Let us see now. First thing, name the stand. So what is the name we gave? Vada Day. Vada Day in Tamil means come you guys. Abe a. Something like that in Hindi, in an absolutely raw way, you call your friends Vada Day. Transportable in the trunk of your car. Remember one thing, it has to be on the streets. It can't be put inside the college campus. And you can't leave the stand on the street overnight. Someone will steal it. Or the municipality people will come and seize it. So it has to be carried from the home to the point where the stand is going to be every day. So it has to be transportable in your car. Number 2, tall enough to look like a shop stand. It has to look like a shop stand. It has to look like that mobile eateries. Then only it will attract people. Number 3, weatherproof in case of rain and sun. Because you don't know whether it will rain, and Madras is a very hot place. So it has to be weatherproof. It has to stand the requirement of both the rain and the sun. Number 4, durable enough to be reused over 3 months. You can't keep changing the thing. Otherwise, you are, as someone rightly said, economy is very, very important. When you want 80,000 rupees in 3 months, you can't keep spending money unnecessarily. You will have to economize. So it has to be durable enough to be reused over 3 months. Number 5, should be fireproof and provide for heating, because you can't take the food right in the morning and keep it there, allowing it to get cold till the night. And remember one thing, his father is not going to be transporting food material to him every 1 hour. So he has to make arrangement for heating it, and it should be fireproof. You can't set it on fire. Cost less than 5,000 rupees. You can even say 10,000 rupees. The whole idea is conveying that it should be economical. Have storage space with dispensing flat top. There should be space sufficiently to store the material, and the top should be flat enough to be able to dispense the food. And finally, be available within a week, because you can't take eternally to get it through, because in 3 months' time, anyway, the whole thing will be over. That, my dear friends, is design thinking. Is it clear?
Very much, sir. Very much. What an activity that you gave.
Very clear.
Nice. Very clear. Nice, sir.
Friends, I will seek your indulgence for another 10 minutes. Is it okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, yes.
Now I'm going to go totally in a different tangent. We are closing design thinking introduction. I think it has been introduced to you. Now, my only request is you people should go back and start understanding and learning design thinking in all earnest. Just imagine one single paragraph send you on a wild goose chase like nobody's business. But if you know design thinking, nothing will be impossible for you. You can achieve anything and everything in this world. That brings us, when I say anything and everything in this world, to this picture. Do you recognize him? This is Peter Ferdinand Drucker. He is an Austrian management consultant, educator, and author whose writings contributed to the philosophical and practical foundations of the modern business corporation. In short, he is the father of modern management. Peter Drucker. I think everyone must have heard of him. Next to him is Warren Bennis, the man who kick-started the study of leadership in a very big way. He is regarded to be the pioneer of the contemporary field of leadership studies. And why I put both of them together? Because today the words manager and leader is the most corrupted, confused, and interchangeably used words. So let us understand what this thing leadership is and why it is being taught in all the premier universities in the world today. Peter Drucker brought in the philosophy of management by objective. We all know that. And with that, he defined manager. And we are continuously using manager. At one stage, the line demarcating manager and leader got so diffused that people started using it interchangeably. But leadership as a concept is much older than even manager. The concept of leadership goes back to Sun Tzu in 496 BC. When he wrote The Art of War, he characterized leadership as a mix of 5 traits: intelligence, credibility, humanness, courage, and discipline. All of us knows about Sun Tzu. You must have heard about him. He was the first one to define leadership. From there came Socrates, who somewhere in between 470 to 399 BC defined leadership as the greatest knowledge, abilities, and virtue, and a deep knowledge of oneself. He laid emphasis, in addition to abilities, virtue, and knowledge, to knowledge of oneself. From there we come to Plato, who between 423 to 347 BC suggested that leadership is a combination of prudence, justice, temperance, moderation, courage, and fortitude. In other words, even before the advent of Christ, leadership was a much discussed, much debated, much researched topic. Then came Chanakya, our own Chanakya. In 283 BC, he said, people come first. He was the first one to talk about servant leadership. He said, a leader must be accessible, but know how to hold people accountable and never delay decisions. From there, we came to Nicolo Machiavelli, the much maligned Italian author of the work called The Prince. Machiavelli was a genius. He said a leader should be feared, support of the people should be there, but he should hold good virtues. He should depend on himself and should be very intelligent. It does not stop there. Leadership is a multidisciplinary academic field of study that focuses on organizational context, and in human life, leadership studies has its origin in social science like sociology, anthropology, psychology. In humanities, leadership is essential in history and philosophy, and in the professional applied field, leadership has made big inroads into management and education. In fact, leadership has become an essential topic of organizational studies. And why so? Because Thomas Carlyle in 1841 first propounded the great man theory. He said traits of leaders are immutable. In other words, he said leaders are born and not made. He was followed by Rensis Leichhardt, behavioral leadership theories. We have all heard about it. Tons and tons of material is available with trainers and speakers in leadership on the various types of leadership: people-oriented, task-oriented, participative, indifferent, dictatorial, laissez-faire or country club, sound leaders, opportunistic, paternalistic, name it, it is that. That brings us to the Friedler contingency theory in 1960, where he said, the optimal course of action is contingent upon the internal external situation. And he brought in one more angle called the situational leadership. Then came Herbert Simon and 1978 Nobel Prize for Behavioral Economics. We all know that psychology is not a subject in Nobel Committee. So whenever a great work of psychology is done, it is awarded as behavioral economics. Herbert Simon got it for his work on organization. Decision-making within organization is best known for the theories of bounded rationality and satisficing. By the way, the word satisficing is not a spelling mistake. It is a conjugation of two words which he has contributed to English literature, that is satisfying and sufficing. Then came Ed Hollander's relationship theory in 1979. And what is it? Leader-member transactional theory based on trust and mutual respect. From Thomas Carlyle's great man theory, we moved to behavioral leadership. From there onwards, leadership entered into management. It became a very important and integral part of management. That brings us to B.M. Barr's transformational leadership theory of 1985. It was in 1978 that Herbert A. Simon, who got his Nobel Prize for organization, for behavioral economics, had kickstarted a thought process which was to fructify into a very different thing altogether. B.M. Barr's The Transformational Leadership was one such theory, where a set of behaviors is what a leader means when he can create transformation in his followers. Then came Daniel Kahneman, 1990, with his prospect theory. His biggest contribution to the world of cognitive science is the terms frames and biases. Robert Lord's information processing theory was just a step away in 1993, where he said the behavior and action of leaders are legitimized by his personal character. And in 2002, Daniel Kahneman got his Nobel Prize for his work in behavioral economics and in understanding the human mind, how it works. That brings us, my dear friends, to the making of a leader. Herbert Simon started it in 1978. Daniel Kahneman took it forward and materialized it in 2002 with a Nobel Prize. How is a leader made? He is made as he is fed on the mother's lap. A leader is made as he is fed on the mother's lap, as he is spoiled by the grandparents. When doting grandparents are spoiling that baby, a leader is being made. As the father, with great care, is nurturing it, the leader is being made. And as he competes with the siblings for attention and space, a leader is being made. My dear friends, on 23rd of May, 2021, we are going to have an experiential masterclass on the making of a leader. The 6-hour masterclass is going to be split into 2 parts. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is going to be the science of the making of the leadership. How the frames and biases are happening, created, and how the leader is formed. And from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m., through case studies, through breakout rooms, through groups, you are going to discuss and understand what leadership is all about. You are going to be presenting the solutions to all of us, and then I will be debriefing you. This is going to be a pay what you want program, where you can attend this 6-hour experiential masterclass and understand the latest studies based upon the research findings of Herbert A. Simon and Daniel Kahneman. This is a slice of my international program, Who Are You Talking To? Addressing the reptilian brain. We are going to be understanding leadership in its absolute foundation. And you are going to be researching on 4 to 5 case studies for those 3 hours, presenting it and understanding what leadership is all about. Come with your laptop and your PowerPoint. Prepare the solution PowerPoint in the breakout room with your groups. See leadership through the eyes of the giants of cognitive science, Herbert A. Simon and Daniel Kahneman. Goodbye till we meet again on 23rd of May, 2021. Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
I'm open for any questions if you have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Excellent session. Awesome, sir.
Very
good.
great.
Awesome,
Sir. Thank you, Mr. Arun.
Thank you, boss. We will all meet again.
Yes, Mr. Arun, I would like to just say one statement.
Who is it?
I'm Dr. Aruna. I just
Yes,
want to
Dr.
say
Aruna.
one statement. It's like, if I wouldn't have attended, then, I would have missed out a lot learning from you. And where we say as leaders, not to follow by lead by example. So you are one of them, and bringing out the open mindset in people. And that is very, very important, as I understand, and I do as well. So I would really so very glad and happy to attend this session, Mr. Arun. It is amazing and a lot of learning. I really loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. I'm obliged. I'm honored. I'm flattered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arun.
Great
Thank you,
session.
Arun. Thank you so much. This is Pushpa here. I have
Yes,
already
madam.
started feeling that I am en route in the making of a design thinker. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. I'm very happy if I have found some converts in you to design thinking.
Thank you.
Outstanding and infinity thanks to you, sir. This is Usha.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Then we will break for the night.
Thank you and good
Stay
night to
safe.
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Take
Stay
care.
safe.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Follow
Thank you,
COVID
sir.
protocol. Stay
Bye.
safe. Till we meet again on 23rd. Good night.
And
Yes, sir.
tomorrow
Good
we
night,
have a
sir,
session.
and good night.
Tomorrow is the 23rd day for the world's best trainer competition. So kindly do join for that at 6 p.m. Okay, where we have another 5 speakers giving the presentation tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Arun, for your insightful presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Good night, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.